Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 44 of Direwolf20's Let's Play Create Above and Beyond. Where today I'm going to finish what I was working on last episode, which is making a bunch of numbers. How cool does that look? So here's my plan that I came up with last episode. I'm going to remove the retriever module from here. Keep the stack limiter and filter though. Though the filter is probably not necessary, but we'll keep it anyway. And then instead of retrieving from these dudes, I'm going to set these guys up as extraction modules. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I bet what's happening is a bunch of items were going over there. Yeah, that's not what we wanted to happen at all. But don't worry, we'll prevent that from happening in just a moment. Okay. Yeah, boy, you are making a mess. I shouldn't be surprised, though. I shouldn't be surprised. Okay, we'll probably wind up voiding all that junk eventually. Okay, cool. Now, if I made... So you're going to be a problem, aren't you? Yeah, that might be a problem. I bet I could throw an extractor into him, right? Yeah, because you're not going to have a retriever anymore, so you need an extractor. Yes, so I'm going to need extra extractors. All right, I need to make a few more extractor modules. Not a big deal. Just need a few more than I thought I would need. That should be good. Actually, that should be exactly good. So if I set this guy up to be an extractor module, right? So what's going to happen is you need to extract whatever you get, okay, and route your items somewhere. Now, on the pipe network, these items all have extractors, so they're not going to allow items to go into them. These guys are going to have retrievers, so they're also not going to allow items to go into them. Okay? And that should be all she wrote. Now, if I set you guys up... Now, so the only place that you're able to dynamically interact with is going to be this thing. Okay? And this is where we're going to put in our 8 minus 3, right? So 8 minus 3. So let's see if I set this up correctly. So you're going to get 8. You're going to get a minus. And you're going to get a 3. So if this is set up correctly, when I connect these pipes, what should happen is these guys will pull their numbers from the drawer system because they can retrieve, and the drawer system doesn't have any kind of extract or retrieval pipe on it. Okay, these guys all have extract pipes on them, so they won't allow us to pull from them. They can only push out. Okay, this guy's got an extract pipe on it, so he's not going to be a valid destination for these guys trying to push. So pretty much the only place these guys can push to is the drawers. The only place this guy can push to is the drawer. And the only place these guys can pull from is the drawer. So if I set this all up correctly, that should work. Let's see. Okay, so what should be happening is the numbers are coming out of here. Oh, I forgot my stack limiter upgrades. Hang on. We're making a mess again. But yeah, we want to stack limit these as well, otherwise we're going to have overflow. Okay. I knew I was forgetting something. But there's your number 5. Nice, right? So we should only hear once. That means it's working, right? Because we took an 8, a minus, and a 3 out, and then we made another 8 and a minus and a 3. Cool. And then it's going to make a 5, and the 5 is going to make its way over to here. And we can look into speeding this up in a minute with some speed upgrades. Then it's going to sit in the depot. And then once it's done, we hear this sizzling again because we just requested more. Nice. So this should be working now. I think it is. Okay. Well, that works for me. Sweet. So now my question is, do we like this setup? Hopefully. Now, if we don't want this to run no mores, we can break you for a minute. And let's get ready to sequence all the numbers correctly. Cool? And by breaking that thing, it stops the whole process from running. So I'm going to put these kind of backwards. Okay. And then another depot. And my next sequence of numbers will be 5 minus 3. So let's be prepared with 5 minus 3. Okay. And we should probably have a little bit more space available to us. And I can probably put all this away right now because I don't need you guys in there no more. Cool. Okay, so 5 minus 3 is going to be our next set of numbers. So what you should have then, and I want this disconnected still. Okay. But you're going to be a retrieval and a stack limiter. All right, and you're going to be 5 minus stack limit of 1, stack limit of 1, 3, stack limit of 1. What's the default here? Don't limit to 1 stack. Okay, I guess. Whatever. So that's it. Stack limit of 1, right? So 5 minus 3. And then you will simply get an extractor module. And that should be all she wrote. Yeah? Now, you're not going to have anywhere to put that item just yet, but that'll be okay. So watch what's going to happen. Hear all the sizzling? So what we should see happen is 5 minus 3 is going to show up. Only one of each, by the way. It's going to craft. It's going to go onto its depot. And this is going to simulate a backstuffing because we don't have anywhere for number 2 to go yet. Right? So number 2 is just going to chill up there. Now it's going to make another one, and it's just going to chill. Okay? Now there's a couple things I'd like to do real quick. I'm thinking I'd like to speed these guys up a little bit. So maybe we do that real fast with a little accelerator dudes. How are we for this thing? Your goggles are not equipped because they were annoying me earlier. Yeah, no, that's fine. We have plenty of room. Okay. So what I'm going to do is some of you and some of you. Okay, and then what I could probably do is, you know, maybe I should do this with dirt, but meh, we'll change it up in a minute. Cool. And then we can get some levers if we don't have any. We'll make some real quick. This will just make our crafting go a little bit faster. And that seems fine. See? So now the 2 is stuck there. Until I tell it how to handle the fact that it has 2s, right? So I'll do that now. The other thing I might want to grab is a quick acceleration dude. I feel like that would be cool. So if we got... Do we have any accelerators? Let's go with the Mark II. I don't like using Enderium if I don't have to. So I guess what I'll do is an Invar pipe module, and that'll give me the medium speed upgrade. And then what'll happen is if I put the medium speed upgrade on this pipe, any items being extracted from this pipe, courtesy of the retrievers over here, will pull out and move through the pipe a lot faster. So watch how much faster items flow through the pipe when this number 5 is done crafting. See how much faster they're moving? Much better, right? So now if I give this number 2, 1, 2, he will be allowed to extract. He will go into there, and then the items should show up here a lot more quickly, and then they should craft a lot more quickly. How cool is that? Right? Right? I think that looks good. All right. So then the next one we have to do is 8 divided by 2. Okay? So I'm going to put all you guys away for a sec, and it's going to be 8 divided by 2. Okay. Perfect. Just cleaning up my inventory as best I can. And you know what? I don't actually need this stressometer because I forgot that I actually had put a stressometer on that already. So 8 divided by 2 is going to be our next sequence. Okay. So you're going to go here. Okay. We're going to have a depot. And then we want to be super quick with these pipe module guys. But we're going to want each of these ready to go when I place the pipes right away. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, if I'm fast enough with it, we should be cool. And hopefully that didn't break nothing. Nope, he's still got a 5. That's all right. If it happens, we just steal it and put it over here. If we're fast enough, it might not happen, but it should, yeah. You guys shouldn't be doing that. I think it starts sending too quickly. Okay. So this next sequence was, oh my goodness, you guys really are too fast. Okay, so you're going to be, and then you also want your stack limiter modules, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then you're going to be 8 stack limiter of 1. Stack limiter of 1 divided. We should do the stack limiter first. Stack limiter of 1, 2. Okay, and if I'm right about that, that should be cool. And then he's going to make a 4. Huzzah! One, 2, 3, 4. Boom. So now we should be in pretty good shape. Sweet. All right. I'd like to shut this whole system off for a sec. What would be the best way to do that without spilling items? That's a really good question. And actually, why did I just get an item spill? Because there should be no spilling items in here, unless I did something wrong. Maybe it spilled earlier? It might be a spill from earlier. We're just going to assume it's a spill from earlier. Let's just hope that that's all a spill from earlier. Okay. So I'm going to break this pipe. Okay. And be prepared for other things. Now what's funny is you're allowing this stuff to go in here despite the fact that I have a filter module in there. But I guess this filter module only applies if you have a retriever in it. So this shouldn't be necessary in theory. So I'm going to remove this guy for a moment and see. I don't think he matters anymore though. All right, now what'll happen is we won't run into any problems, and that should be fine. So this stuff can all just chill, and then I can finish the placement of numbers in a good way. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then your job. Now we don't have to be fast with our pipes anymore on account of the fact that we disconnected the main connector. And then a depot. And then you're going to get... Oh, right, because there's stuff in the pipes currently. But you're going to get a retriever, a retriever, a retriever, and an extractor. You guys can come with me for a sec. Okay. Cool. And then these 3 all get our stack limiters. Okay. And then this sequence is going to be 4 minus 3 equals 1. Okay. So you guys are going to be 4 minus 3 equals 1. So you're going to be stack limiter of 1. We'll do a 4. You'll be a stack limiter of 1. You'll be a minus. You'll be a stack limiter of 1. You'll be a 3. Cool. And then if we put these here, because things are running still, 4 minus 3, they'll still do the thing and get me the 1 that I need, so that we can add it to the drawer and then use it for the next sequence, which is going to be 8 minus 1 equals 7. Cool. Now I'm going to need, I want to say, 9 more of these. So where am I for brass? I need another one of those. Let's go get a tier 2 stack of these ready. What's nice is that I know everything's cool over here, except for probably out of wood slabs. That's one of the few things we didn't automate on this line, which we can absolutely automate if we want. But let me get actually a few brass turned into plates. Okay, and you're gonna turn into these guys, and then I want 3 more of them with crafting tables. Perfect. And then a to-do item is maybe look at automating wood into the starter bit. But anyway, we're back here, ready to go. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, with a depot and our pipes. And then we want 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. Oh, that's wrong. That's the wrong guy. We don't want that. We want this. And since I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need this guy anymore, I'm just going to put him away. Cool. Now you are going to be 8 minus 1. So you're going to be stack limit 1, the number 8. You're going to be stack limit 1, the minus. And you're going to be stack limit 1, the 1. 8 minus 1 will equal 7 for me. Sweet. And that goes there. Cool. Now the next sequence is 7 minus 1. And we don't have any more 1s, which is a little bit of a bummer. So what I could do to get some more 1s is we can give this guy a quick test to make sure everything's going smoothly. And again, we might wind up with some spillage on account of connecting this, but if we look, things should start behaving pretty nicely right now. Look, it's totally working for the most part. I think. Hey, we got another 7, so that works. Cool. Are these things just extracting too quickly for me to notice, or what? Because I'm not seeing any numbers show up on these two. Right? Am I crazy? But they have to be because the 7's appearing, right? It has to be, right? Because we're getting 7s. And we're getting 4s. And we got some 1s and some 2s. So things are definitely working. Yeah, look, there they all are. I guess they were just all, you know, going too fast. Sweet. All right. So then we needed 7 minus 1 is 6, right? That's our next one. So 7 minus 1 is 6. Now with that disconnected, we shouldn't have too much of a problem. You guys are ready to go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Depot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Retrieval U and U. So you're going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. You're going to be 1, 7, 1 minus, and 1, 1. Oops. 7 minus 1. Boom. Will get me the 6. Cool. And then that goes into there. So I'm going to do... The last ones are 6 plus 3 is 9, and 8 minus 8 are 0. I'm going to do those off camera because I think you guys get the point now. All right, I think I've got everything set up correctly. So if it's working correctly, I also changed this to be 16. So let's just limit it at 16 for now and see what happens when we hook this up. So things should go a little bit awesomely. Uh-oh. Something's spitting out somewhere over here. What happened? Oops. I might have done 8, 8, 8 instead of 8 minus 8. My bad. A little bit of a typo. So in theory, what should happen is once we hit 16 of every number, it'll back stuff on the depots, like this number 2 has. And then we'll see what happens from there. But I think this is working. I think. In theory. In theory, this should be good, right? We don't have any 1s showing up yet, but remember the 1s are the ones that we use the most of. Remember we have to use 1s. The 1s we have to use twice, unfortunately, which is a little bit of a bummer. You know, if we really wanted to, we could, you know, find another way to make another 1, but then we'd be using those numbers twice. Like, it just gets convoluted at that point. So I think we just deal with the fact that 1s is going to be a little bit of a rarer number. But what should happen, in theory, is that, you know, eventually it'll all kind of balance out. Well, not all balance out, but it'll all back stuff. And that should be fine. Okay. So we've got 15 2s and 5s. We've got 9 and 0s at 7. That's kind of cool. We are getting there for sure. All right, I'm going to let this sit for a minute, and we'll be right back. But it looks like it's working, right? So I'm just going to say this, but I don't think I'm going to do it. But if we look at our numbers list, we don't use 9 anywhere, so 9's never used. And 1 we use multiple times. If we added a 9 minus 8 here, it would make me another batch of 1s. And that might be cool. Because you can see every number is pretty much filling up, except for the 1s. Because 1 we need the most of, right? And 7, 8 minus 1. Yeah, because of 1 being used so much, you know, 7's a little bit low. So, I mean, if I added one more line of this stuff, and we did 9 minus 8, we would get another batch of 1s. Maybe I do want to do that. It would balance things out a little bit. It really would. Because then, yeah, I might do that, actually. Let me get another batch of crafters. Be right back. Also, if I put a clutch on this thing, it locks the whole system up, right? I think that's a smart move. Then I don't have to break the pipes no more. Right? In theory? In theory. Well, we'll see. We're still going to have a little bit of a mess here, I think. But, whatever. We're just going to have to deal with it. So I said 9 minus 8 equals 1. Right? So 9 minus 8 equals 1 is going to be my next batch of numbers. Oh, and then I need another depot. Forgot about you, Chief. I'll try and be quick with these, but I'm sure I'm not going to do it properly. Told you. Okay. It's fine. It's all fine. So 9. Oh, because I double-clicked the thing. My bad. 9 minus 8 equals 1. And now this should be relatively perfect, right? I think so. So you're going to be 9 minus 8. Nine minus 8. And now you're allowed to run again. And you're going to be a 1. Now we should be... I think that's perfect. Because now we're using 9 once. And we're getting 1 twice. Because we're using 1 twice. We're using 1 twice, and we're making 2 sets of 1. But we're only using 9 once in order to make that extra 1. So everything is really only used once, except for 1, which is used twice, but is also made twice. Cool? I hope what I just said made sense, but it probably didn't. But I hope it did, but it probably didn't. So yeah, you can see our problem here is 7 and 6 are the numbers that we have the least of, because 7 and 6 are both made with 1s. And that's why those numbers are low. But we should be better now on account of the fact that we just doubled our 1 production. I should throw a stack limiter on you, because you will be a problem if I don't. So let's just say 8, right? Because you can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll just say 9 items. 8 items are allowed in there. Oh, and that's right. I wanted to think about at least automating oak. That is something we should consider. We can do that with saws, right? So we can saw planks into 2 slabs, and we can saw stripped logs into 6 planks. And we can saw oak logs into stripped logs. So basically 3 saws will get me slabs from oak wood. That shouldn't be too bad. Alternatively, we could just auto-craft it with applied energistics. Right? We could just hook up a interface to the drawers over there so that the wood's available to applied energistics, and then have crafters make oak wood and then do export buses with crafting cards. Right? Just saying. Alright, so how are we doing over here? So we're getting there. It's a little slower than I thought it would be. What is taking 6 and 7 so long? I mean, we're getting 1s. Just confused as to what's taking so long. I'm going to go ahead and use the high speed upgrade on this, because I think that'll make this process just overall better. Especially considering how far those things have to travel. So watch how much faster the items are going to flow through pipes now. See how much faster they move? The ones going up, of course. Now, if I wanted the extractors, we would have to put high-speed extractors on all those. I don't know if I want to do that. Though, I mean, I could. It's only N-bar pipe modules, and we only need 8 of them? Maybe 9? Well, 8 more, right? I think I've got some invar. So I could probably do this. And then another invar machine. Yeah, it's not so bad. Just trying to optimize this setup now. I think part of the problem is how long it's taking for things to go. There we go. And now we should see the items going down a lot faster too. So items are just flowing through pipes quicker. See how much faster they're getting over there now? That's probably good. And we're getting there, right? We're building up some numbers for sure. Like, we're starting to accumulate 1s now. 6s are building up, 9s are pretty full. I think we're in good shape here, honestly. I really think we are. Maybe I should put some speed upgrades on U3. Or U6, actually. Would that be such a big deal? I don't think so. I mean, invar machines are reasonably cheapish, right? At this point? I think that's fine. So yeah, we should be at some point, we should have 16 of every number, and everything should back stuff. I'm a little bit worried about the number 9. Like, we're using 1s to make 9s, and we're making 9s to make 1s. So I guess we'll see if that becomes a problem, but hopefully it won't. It seems to me like we're getting more and more numbers back stuffed here, or at least sitting on the lines for a little bit longer. So I think it's slowly but surely back stuffing, and my hope is, for some reason, my brain's having trouble wrapping its, head or self around this problem. But I think what's going to happen is, basically, we should expect that some of these numbers take a while to stabilize, while others stabilize pretty early in the process. So, like, 5 and 3, those guys, or 5 stabilizes pretty early on, and so does 2, right? Because those are some of the first ones that we make. And then some of the last ones that we make will stabilize, like 0 and 9. Because, they're towards the end, and they fill up last, and these fill up first, and then the ones in the middle are less stable, so they're going to eventually get there. It's surprising to me how long it's taking to get there. And like I said, I hope we're not creating like an infinite loop with the 9s being made into 1s. I'm worried that we might be. But, like, we never have enough 1s, so we shouldn't be having that problem. So I guess we'll see what happens. We're getting there, but, like, it's taking longer than I would have expected it to. So I guess we'll just keep an eye on it for a few minutes, and if it never stabilizes, I'll have to look into why that might happen. But I would expect it to, right? It should eventually get there. I don't know. We'll see. I think it might be getting close, because 7 is starting to accumulate now, and we haven't had any accumulation on 7 yet for a while. And I think 7 might be the last one. Like, 6 is pretty full at this point. 9 is pretty full at this point, and those guys are both used to make the 1s. So that's an important guy, right? Or it's used by 1s, right? And then 1s will probably stabilize last, I would expect. Yeah. Yeah. So, give it a few minutes here, but I think we're getting there. And then in theory, what should happen is once everything's stable, we're going to use these numbers. So 1's automated, 2's automated, 4's automated, 5's automated, 6 automated, 7 automated, 9 automated, and 0 automated. We're going to combine all these numbers in an alloying setup. So I'll probably make another one of those and pull one of each number into it. So we're going to want to make sure that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inventory slots. So he needs to be more than 1 block tall, because this only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inventory slots. So that'll be a problem. So we definitely want to have 10 inventory slots. So we should have a 2 tall thingy here. Probably at this end of the line. And then we're going to retriever one of each number into it. so that they can alloy into what we want it to be. And then hopefully what'll happen is it'll smoothly run, right? So how are we doing over here? 7's starting to accumulate? A little bit. A little bit. Slower than I would expect, though. Like, I really would have expected this to be done sooner. Surprised, honestly, that it's not. But, meh. We'll see. Unless I mathed something wrong, or counted wrong somewhere, but I'm pretty sure I have this right. I wonder how bad of an idea it might be to speed this up even more with levers. He's getting into the red, but it still works. I'm assuming this would be too fast, right? Oh yeah, no, definitely gummed up the works there. But a little bit faster doesn't hurt. That makes crafting faster, it really does. And then our 7s are definitely accumulating, so that's good. So I think we're almost backstuffed here. So what I'm going to do is wrap up the episode here. We'll come back next time. And ideally what should happen is once 7 becomes backstuffed, then 1 will become backstuffed. And once 1 is backstuffed, then we're good, right? So for now, wrapping up point. Devil20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and, you know, see what happens. Hopefully this all backstuffs. If it doesn't, like I said, the problem might be that I have an infinite feedback loop with this, but it shouldn't be. It should eventually, you know, fill up. So we'll see. I'm just worried that it'll, like, keep turning numbers into new numbers, and that might be a problem. But we'll see. At some point, it has to stop, right? But maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it would just keep crafting, and that might be the problem. So we might just need to be patient with the fact that we're using 1 twice. Because we really want a terminator, right? We want an end point to the crafting. And before this, before I added the 9 minus 8 is 1, the terminator was 9, right? Because 9 never got used. So once 9 got backstuffed, then 6 and 3 got backstuffed, or 6 got backstuffed, and once 6 got backstuffed, then 7 got backstuffed, and once 7 got backstuffed, then 1 got backstuffed, etc., etc., etc. And it kind of follows up the line. I'm worried that I might have made an infinite feedback loop by, you know, turning what's effectively, we're turning 1 into 7, we're turning 7 into 6, we're turning 6 into 9, and then we're turning 9 back into 1, right? And then it's just repeating over and over again. So I'm going to see what happens when this all fills up, and if everything backstuffs the way I would hope it would, then what I'm going to do is leave it. If it keeps crafting, then I'm going to have to just disconnect this line, and all I have to do is turn this into one of these, and then we're good, right? It'll just stop this line from crafting anymore, and then we'll decide what we do from there. So for now, wrapping up point. Devil20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and look into making this fanciness. And once we have that fanciness, then we need to look into this stuff to make this thing, and then whatever else is left. All right, for now, take it easy.